Alright, welcome back to episode 11 of Get to Know Your Mod Author. And, yeah, I just fucked this intro again because I forgot. You guys okay if I use your real first names?
Go for it.
Okay.
No, don't just say Unoctium. Actually, yeah, just say my real first name. That's fine.
Well, I was gonna say your username too, but I suck at these intros. Anyway, this is Richard and Peyton, Unoctium? Unoctium?
That's the one, yeah.
Okay, and Richard, what's yours, if you want to give it out to people?
I'm Unoctium and Peyton is Dogtooth.
Goddammit. It keeps lighting up the wrong fucking ones. Alright, Peyton is DogtoothCG. So that is actually your username. I know he's got it on his thing by, like, I didn't know it was your username or not because it doesn't link to it. Anyway, since I'm just gonna go pass out. No. These are the guys that brought you the Enclave XO2 Power Armor, the NCR Ranger Veteran Armor, and the T60 Power Armor all the way back in Fallout New Vegas. So go ahead and say hi, guys. I completely blew that intro.
Hello.
Hello.
I decided to get them both on here because they clearly work together. Actually, good question. How long have you guys been working together?
Oh, shit.
It's like 2 years.
Yeah, hold on, let me check.
It was August 2014.
Yeah, something like that.
And it hasn't fractured your relationship and made you want to kill each other.
Not really.
It has, but also brought us closer.
Oh, so sweet. Anyway, yeah. I actually, they're filling in at the last second. Some people know I put a post out, which is awesome, and they both came on, which is really cool too. Because I just want to talk to them together. Because yeah, you kind of see a lot of collaborations, but you don't tend to see a lot of people sticking together with the same people over a course of time. Because a lot of mod authors want to just do their own shit, and which I can understand. The what actually got you guys, hooked up together, whatever, and doing this shit?
Well, I was kicked out of Fallout Lone Star, and
And
then I knew Payne on the team, and I said, "Hey, do you want to do something for Fallout New Vegas?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it," and that's what happened.
So I'm such a fucking Fallout Lone Star sounds familiar, but I'm unsure what it is.
It was a big mod for Fallout New Vegas, and it will be a big mod for Fallout 4.
Did they ever finish it? That's always something I'm curious about with big mods.
No, it was, we decided to move to Fallout 4 due to the improved technology.
So it's basically Beyond Skyrim 2.0, or, well, 0.5. I guess it would be before Beyond Skyrim. Yeah.
I guess you could call it that.
Yeah,
I honestly, I give them shit at Beyond Skyrim, too, for, I call it Project The Neverending Story or Disney Infinity, but the, I honestly, I'm not unfamiliar with large projects. I started Skyrim Discworld and quit it after a year and a half, and it's just you go into some of those things without realizing the scope. And it's sometimes you got to pull the plug, in my opinion, but it just depends.
No, I've been kicked out of a number of big projects.
Was it your
I
fault?
was kicked out of Fallout Lone Star. I was kicked out of Fallout Project Brazil. They didn't. I got interviewed for Fallout the Frontier. They didn't call me back. They stopped talking to me in Skyrim Northpoint.
See, at the first rejection or the second, I might be asking, what was wrong with them, but at some point I am going to ask what's wrong with you.
No one. I'm going to use this to sell in a trailer. I'm going to say from the person who got kicked out of these mods comes.
Well, okay, I always suck at asking questions, but what are you guys' plans? Like, what do you have planned going forward? What do you, besides making more additions to the XO2?
We've been making armors. We want to add some more stuff to them, for the future, as we've been talking about before the call. We want to complete them, round them out. For example, for the Enclave XO2 power armor, we want to add the Tesla additions and then add some more object mods to make it feel like that Enclave armor from the Enclave in Fallout 3, and before the consoles come out, so they'll have a complete thing. That's similar for the NCR Veteran Ranger armor. We want to add Elite Riot gear to that and Desert armor, to make it feel like there's a variety and it's not just one armor mod you add via the console type thing. And Eventually, we'll be going on to companion mods and quest mods.
Companion mods, like actual fully voiced quest companion mods, or what's the plan on that?
Fully voiced quest companion mods.
All right,
But the full.
Yeah. You're not just gonna pump out waifus every week?
No.
Okay, just making sure. Are they gonna look like teenage girls?
That depends.
Depends really what the market says.
Peyton's like, yeah.
You know.
Honestly, my thing is I don't give a fuck what I make as long as it fits the character.
Well, that's fair enough. Me and one of my writers had an idea. She had the greatest idea for a child mod, like because they have the child followers on Skyrim, and she was like, if we make a child follower mod, we need to make one that literally bitches all the time, runs the wrong way, starts screaming really loud when you're trying to sneak, asks for candy all the time.
Do you still go in Skyrim Nexus?
God, dude, no. I kind of click the stupid thing to see the hot files every now and then, and seeing 3 pedo-esque type followers in the hot files just gets me depressed.
Doesn't one of the child mods scare the fucking shit? The fucking pen Perrine follower.
Hold on. I gotta click it now. Let's see.
I need to see this. Can you link me to that?
Oh yeah. It's just Nexus mod / Skyrim.
Look at the fucking eyes. Peyton, look at the fucking eyes.
I need to.
Wait, we actually have like a different companion thing on the front page. Sorry, it's still 3 companions, but at least 2 of them don't look like they're 12.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, that one looks like she's...
Whoa!
What the fuck is curious motherfuckers.
The one thing I'm wondering about, too, is look where they put her. They put her in Dragon's Reach. Like, I imagine if you literally loaded, like, all the follower mods on fucking Nexus, that the Bannered Mare would be full of, like, 8,700 people, and then Dragon's Reach would have the other 7,000.
Oh, God.
Fucking, even the fucking descriptions in Japanese.
Most of them are! Dude, they, like, I don't even... I quit. The Skyrim modding, in my opinion, was dead the moment people started adding 4K retextures to ingredient and components, like Beehive's complete HD. For fuck's sake. Somebody made the ants. I think it's the ants that crawl on the ground that are like supposed to be like sprite meshes. They made them like ultra HD.
Why?
Like, you would have to have a 4K monitor zoomed up the bee's ass in order to see that level of detail. And yet it, like, made hot files. Like, HD skeever tail, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god, this normal map is disgusting.
Yeah, I was just... Yeah. Because even Payton says, even if they made them 4K, Payton's there to say, this texture's actually quite shit.
Well, it's like, do you both do texture work, or just one of you guys?
Just one of us.
Just me.
Just talked, yeah.
The something that I didn't really realize and just noticed recently, like Blue, my modeler, does the modeling and the texture work, and he did like the thumper and then the UMP, and that was him working out how to do shit for Skyrim and crap, because it's a lot different from modeling and Unreal and other shit. And we went through some growing pains on learning it, but like his final textures for each of those guns look so fucking out of place because they look beautiful. Like, they look like really good, but they're only 2K textures. Like, the level of detail he got out of a 2K texture, and that just made me realize that all these people are like, 4K retexture, and it's like, it still looks like ass. And then I'm sitting here thinking, this guy, like, on a 2K texture for something 5 times the size just made it look better, which means you're just a shitty texture artist.
Yeah, I don't think if you increase the resolution, it doesn't automatically make it look good. So,
No.
Up the contrast and add a just, I don't know.
I mean, the thing that people don't realize is that it doesn't matter if you make a 4K texture, because you're never going to be close enough during normal gameplay for the MIP maps to display the full resolution. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, the only disagreement I have on that is when you get to bigger shit, like, clearly. But, like,
Yeah.
I've authorized use of an 8K texture from Blue on, we have, you know that tanker in the southeast on, in fucking Fallout 4? The Norwegian tanker. That's the size of our ship for the second episode of, and it's actually going to show up in the first episode of my Vault 273 mod. But he's making it as one giant mesh, so it's he's like rebuilding an entirely new ship. So I cleared an 8K texture for that sucker because it's basically going to split down the middle. So like half the ship's going to have the full 8K texture, and then obviously it'll be mirrored on the other side. But I don't know. He just wanted to play with an 8K texture too. I was like, yes, I understand a 2K might look really shitty at some point, but I don't know. I think but you're right. There's like nothing. It doesn't really seem like there's anything in the game that would require over 4K, especially even 4K is stretching it for some of the things. Because I mean, I'm on a 4K fucking monitor. I'm not shoving my fucking monitor up a wall's ass just to see part of the texture. Like, if you're doing that, why are you playing the game? Shouldn't you just be out fapping to nature because that's in really ultra high def? Yeah.
We do have 4K on the Squad Sigma, don't we, Peyton?
Yeah, you accidentally released that as primary instead of optional.
To be fair, as much as they complain about it, it looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
It looks really good.
I wonder how well those are going to play out on consoles. That's what I wonder, if the hardware.
Oh god, yeah, that's right. Shit, didn't think about that.
Because imagine how many people are going to start downloading, like, on consoles are going to see like 4K ultra high def texture pack, and they're going to download it, and then their game's going to be at like 1 frame per second.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be more likely that the curation on Bethesda.net is going to have simple, no 4K textures.
I don't. You think so?
You think they're just going to let people go ham on it?
I honestly think that they'll probably let whatever can fly inside of a BSA and inside of a BSA and an ESP or an ESM. I think they're going to let it go. Because that's obviously the safest. Like you can't, because you're going to a console, so I doubt they're going to allow overrides. So you're going to have a BSA to do your shit because they're going to want it packed in.
Yeah.
Well, Todd did say, we're going to allow you to break your game. And it was like kind of said in a kind of community type, get your hands dirty type thing. Mm-hmm. The problem is the console users aren't, don't share that sentiment, really. They're going to complain, and they're going to complain to us, not Bethesda.
Yeah. That's why I think they're gonna I wonder how it's gonna work though, because as you guys probably know, people might not know, is that a BSA shit inside of a BSA will not override shit from another BSA. It's a little weird. Like sometimes it will, sometimes it won't, but it's not like a loose file where a loose file always overrides a file packed in a BSA. So I don't know how people handle retextures. Like, will they actually release an ESP where they point the texture at their new texture in their new BSA, which means ESP limits are going to go off the charts for people? Like, that's one of the things I'm wondering about.
I don't know. It doesn't. For Nexus, textures became big because you could just dump the textures in the folder. For the consoles, it's not going to be worth it after people trying. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious to see where it goes to, because I can't imagine they're going. I mean, logically speaking, what I planned it out, like an ESP and a BSA together, is the only logical way to make it work for consoles. I doubt Microsoft and Sony would allow loose files either. Like, it just doesn't make sense from their operating system standpoint. Not to mention the loose files eat more space. And hard drive space on those fucking consoles is limited as shit. I don't know.
Was it like a terabyte for the PS4 and Xbox One? Or?
I think my PS4 is only half a gig, and I think my Xbox is only like half a gig or 250. It shipped really, like the first ones shipped really light. And they've just been paperweights. They literally have like a massive layer of dust on them right now. I'm like looking at them. They're just piles of crap that I haven't used.
Well, at least they're there for you to test immediately, I guess.
I guess. Yeah. But that means I have to buy 2 more Fallout games.
True.
So I don't even know if I want to. But I'm probably going to, because the extent of my stupidity with like what I'm going to stress the engine into doing, even inside of an ESP, is ridiculous.
You can get Fallout 4 for consoles pre-owned easily now. About for £10 or like $15 or something.
10 quid. I got that. Just wait, what? No. Yeah, your guys' conversion rate is like 1.41 to 1 now for us.
Yeah, it used to be about 2, but now
you guys are declining. I wish it was 2, because some guy donated me a lifetime Nexus membership in PayPal money. I was like, yes! I was sitting here like, holy shit, this guy's gonna give me like $100. Nope. I was like, oh, fuck conversion rate. So next fun question. What do you guys think about, since we kind of half followed this, all the nude and pervy mods? What's your guys' thoughts? Give a shit.
I think they're good, but I'll give my sort of lazy answer. I think those people push through all the technical problems first, and we sort of follow them, and that's why I'm sort of less inclined to criticize them. That said, when it comes to, you know, like pedo mods, like we were talking about earlier, that's when I'm just like, okay, you know, before it was all right, you know, these were, you know, that could be technically a consenting adult, but you know, now it's like, but sometimes they go too far.
Adult. If you live in Hawaii, legal age of consent's 14. Some of those girls are legal.
Yeah, that's like Japanese culture, Polynesian culture or something.
So you actually do make kind of a good point, because they try to get the little porn mods out so fast that they actually push all the, and I mean that's the other thing, like Lover's Lab as well. The and for people who don't understand me and still like, I've been accused of like social justice warrior shit. I've been a member of Lover's Lab for like ever. I think there's a time and a place for porn mods and shit, and on the front page of our community, I don't think so. I don't mind Lover's Lab at all. I think an entire community built around, you know, if they want to have a community built around the porn aspect of the fucking game and modding, by all means. I don't think they should be integrated personally, but they pushed a lot of boundaries on animation for Skyrim, for starters.
Oh yeah,
the same as in New Vegas as well. I mean, Lover's Lab was a hero of the New Vegas community. You know, they did so many things for the New Vegas animations and things like that.
Sex out.
Exactly.
But no, it's that's actually that's where I went when I was trying to learn about how to get animations into Skyrim. Like, I didn't fucking go to the Nexus community and forums. I went to Lover's Lab. It's like I got way more help there, it seemed.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Perverts will do perverted things, and it's awesome. I'm okay with that. So that's a good thought. So on to something we were actually like yapping about before I started recording, which is kind of fun. So what's your most hated comments, or type of comments, or user type?
Paige, you want to take this one?
Oh, let's see. Let me take a quick browse through page 1.
Through page 1.
Well, I was telling you about the one before the stream where, I'll say it again, I decided to put a fact up, and admittedly it was the most snarky fact in the history of snarky facts. And then someone got so pissed off that they said that I was the ruin of Fallout modding, and that I should go and kiss a Muslim. And other ones are when they say we port stuff over, when we've been literally working for 2 months, and when they say we port stuff over, I like kind of jump shit a brick, because I think a mod's passing by and immediately would dump our file, and the dump file was over far less. So whenever someone says that, they're not only like being little douches, but they're actually jeopardizing our file at the same time and our memberships. So
yeah, there's that one, specifically the actual comment. It starts with Advanced Power Armor Mark II did so not look like that. And it ends with, yes. By the way, are those meshes imported from Fallout 3? I'm sitting here like, I'm totally cool with people saying whatever they want. You know, I absolutely love seeing critique in the comments section or legitimate bug reports. But when you come out and say something like, it's completely wrong, and then you end your statement asking me if it's the original model, you just wasted my time. That's the problem.
Well, not to mention, I just got because I was telling you guys, I ban people from my files for extremely stupid shit or violating my sticky post, and one guy was asking like why, etc., blah blah blah, and I was basically telling him because he basically attacked the work of somebody working for me, which will always get people an insta-ban from my files. But he was arguing like, I just wanted a critique discussion, blah blah blah, I didn't understand why. And I was like, the reason why is if I ever feel like arguing with somebody, I delete their post, because as a mod creator, if I get banned from the Nexus for violating their terms of service or which you can get banned by just being a douche to people, I can't really come back and start making out mods again, because it's pretty obvious when you're a mod creator and you're coming back and putting out more mods, they're going to figure out it's you and just perma-ban you again and then ban your IP. As a mod user, they can come in and be flaming little shits, get banned, and then just make another account and continue to download mods. And that's one of the things that I really hate is we have to toe the line as the content creators the same way that they have to, except for when they get punished, they can bypass it, which really sucks. And,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's yeah. And then of course what I tell people too is they're like, well, it was a valid critique. I was like, yeah, but I didn't ask for it, and it's my mod page, so you were just being a dick.
Yeah.
It's like, if I wanted your critique, I would put, give me your critique.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally cool with critique anytime. The problem is, for pretty much everything Richard and I have ever done together, I've done it live. And it takes usually around a month these days. I've focused more on quality rather than quantity. So I'm like streaming at least 3 days out of the week, and I'm usually working for upwards of 16 hours. And then they don't critique until it's finished.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Then after you've done all the work,
Yeah,
and so
it's
you do
done.
all of that. You actually live stream the whole process. I'm gonna start using you as a reference. Do you save all the videos? Are they all like saved forever? Because I want to point this out to people who think mods take like 3 days to do.
Let me go take a look at my Twitch real quick and see what's up.
Some of the comments which slightly, I wouldn't say they're annoying or anything, and I wouldn't say that they're bad comments, but sometimes when they tell you the biography of their characters, and you really don't give a shit. No, when you've designed a mod a certain way and you're trying to get thousands of people to download it, and then someone tells you about the preference of the character they're playing in their game, and you're thinking, why are you telling me this?
What the shit? Because they want you to change the armor based on their character they're role playing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hate people so much. The immersive. It's not immersive. Well, I don't know if you guys saw the front. I think Ellie's made hot files, but she's had to have made hot files by this point. Maybe, let me look. She released her Nuka suit or whatever. I don't know. She hasn't made it yet. It's actually a really cool Nuka suit based off like whatever the poster is in game for like whatever. But she had a gun she made with it, and then she used my my Nuka Cola grenades, where I basically just used the Nuka bottles and put the Molotov cocktail top on it, and made it explode in different colors. And somebody posted in the comments about how the textures on her stuff are crap, but mostly the textures on the Nuka grenades are garbage and need to be fixed. To which my response was, those are default vanilla textures. You should probably go complain to Bethesda.
I think we got a comment like that, didn't we, Peyton? Yeah, we got someone decided to port over the Elite Riot Gear helmet from Fallout New Vegas and put it on our armor, on our NCR Ranger armor, and put a picture of it online. And before it was immediately taken down, someone wrote a comment saying, "This is so much better than Unoctium's NCR Ranger armor."
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it was literally just a picture of the Elite helmet on our armor, with no edits to the armor, and the guy is just like, "Oh, it looks so much better." And I'm like, "Are you fucking stupid?"
One of my favorites of all time, and it happened so many times I can't even, like, it was at least dozens of times. When I was doing like pictures and streaming for Discworld, or for when I was working on Discworld or more like Balls Inferno and shit, I would have people ask me, "Where did you get that grass texture, that ground texture? That looks so good." And I'm like, "That's vanilla." Like, how do you have your game so modded you don't even? It's like I had one person like that bridge texture looks so good in the rocks. Where'd you get it? And I'm like, it's fucking the vanilla game. I don't run with any mods when I'm working on shit. It just made me wonder about people so much. Like, how do you mod your game so much that you don't even know what the fuck you have? Like,
I just think we live in a world right now where people just see the numbers and they don't actually look at anything anymore.
That's probably true. That's probably how I hoodwink so many on Chronophage. Oh, it's got 5,000 downloads and 400 endorsements. It must be good.
I do kind of think it has a lot to do with people's initial impressions of Bethesda's abilities. They're just kind of, they come into the game thinking that it's going to be bad and that it's not up to par. So anything that comes out, even if it's just like a slap happy picture from the real world dragged and dropped onto another texture and upresed, they somehow think it's better.
Now let's be very fair though. Fallout 4, as far as texture wise, was not up to par with current gaming AAA standards.
Well, I mean, it depends on what art style you're looking at. These guys aren't going for one-to-one, holy shit, it's real life, which we can do. Paragon is a very good example of that.
Oh, that's the epic one, right? The third person.
Yeah.
God, that
Yeah.
looks so sweet.
Yeah, it looks amazing, but you look at other things. Obviously, it's obviously not one-to-one real life what they're going for.
I guess
they have
that's kind of fair. It's like I think my real hate comes from the profit margin to money input, and that they could have done better, in my opinion. I mean, clearly they could have done better. The
I don't know. In some areas of Fallout 4, they've done very well. For example, the engine's very optimized. It's very effective, and you can see that from the inside and out.
True.
And the textures are far superior compared to Skyrim. Skyrim was 512 by 512, and most textures in Fallout are 1K or 2K. And and not to mention that ZeniMax, the whole umbrella corporation, is like a fraction the size of EA. You want to ask why they don't do any overhead for modding communities? Because they can't afford to. So
except for they sold off like $750 million worth of the game title this time around.
yeah, but they have to invest that back in the company. They've got running costs as well.
I don't think it's anywhere near that with only 114 or so employees.
Well, they're a little bigger than that now.
Yeah, they probably are just a hair bigger. But I mean,
it's effectively 100 employees, but it's been there for years and years, and they've fired some people and they've hired some people and stuff like that. But it's been a small company, and they're not a profit-driven development house. Most of those profits, and they do turn in a tidy profit with each successive title, Skyrim and Fallout 4, they go back into ZeniMax coffers, and it remains a small company that's trying to sort of stay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think where I draw a lot of critique, though, is I hate from them is their DLCs being a little lackluster and being overpriced. I think, but we'll see on that one. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the first two because they really do just look like shit modders would have done anyway.
Automatron and Wasteland Workshop.
Yeah, Automatron I haven't really broken down to pull apart and look at, but I'm pretty sure they probably just build the robots with CPA nodes and shit. Which means people would have eventually done that really easily. I mean, yes, you get all the new models and shit. I'm not going to discount that, but it felt more like it was a modder's toolbox than it was a DLC.
I feel like it. I feel like it was more than the sum of its parts, and I feel it was worth $10. You got 3 new dungeons, all these robots, for example, and a whole new dimension to the game. I thought it was well worth the price.
It's probably just a perspective thing. I don't know. Yeah. I like content that I can play. I think is why I personally hate a lot of DLC. I think in Skyrim they did the longer quest type things were a little bit more my speed. I don't know. I don't run I did. I kind of got hooked a little bit in settlement building, but it didn't stick. So it's kind of I just build shit. It's like a slumlord just threw 85 mattresses and whatever trash ass building he can make.
No, but for example, Wasteland Workshop, I'm totally unenthused about. Even the trailer itself was just shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Their trailers do not sell their shit. Their trailers have been really lackluster.
No, that's it. I really like the Automatron trailer, but the Wasteland Workshop trailer was done in the morning. I could tell.
I was actually curious to see what that Wasteland Workshop. I actually did one of the things where it's a syringer dart that locks people into an array, and then you can pull a lever on a thing, or I think I just hooked it up to a jukebox, and then if you have mats down, it'll teleport those people to the mats, and they'll all be in opposing factions that hate each other. So it's basically you can create your own arena mod, and it didn't take me any time whatsoever to do it either. I was and like you said, most of the stuff you see in the in that trailer, the scripting for it is so god-awfully easy. I could literally teach somebody for 3 hours how to script, and they could do everything that I saw in that trailer.
Yeah, well, remember that naming mod from a couple of weeks ago where someone put the names to the boxes like synth parts or army parts or something like that.
Yeah.
And Bethesda literally have that on their new DLC, but only in the form of letters, so you could just rearrange the letters into any word you want for each box. And I couldn't help when I saw that. I felt like Bethesda were telling the modder, to go fuck themselves. Just go fuck yourself in your fucking mouth.
Well, I mean, in all likelihood, that was already present.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. We're gonna see more bigger DLCs coming. Like, we're probably gonna get 3 actual questline DLCs. What we're getting right now, these are just features that were cut like midway through development that were pulling it back, costing too much money. Too. Yeah, they didn't contribute to the overall game, so they weren't going to do a whole lot as far as selling points. But there is enough work that they are justifiable to be sold. There's no sense in scrapping that. I'm sure, Darren, you've noticed that the base robot creature category in the B2A is called Create a Bot. Yep. It's always been that way. And same thing with Wasteland Workshop. It might be simple, but it's not necessary.
But so part of my hate with that too comes with the release of the CK after those 2 initial DLCs, that both those DLCs have a lot of shit in them that modders would have done anyway. And that kind of see, I don't know which way to go with it, like whether they just didn't work on the CK or actually did want to push it till then, like, because they're such a fucking secretive company that they don't talk. They don't talk a lot with their PR. But it sort of rubs me the wrong way that, Skyrim CK was out in a fucking heartbeat after the game was released.
Well, I wouldn't put it down to malice. They're probably just trying to link the CK up with Bethesda in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. Well, that's the other thing. I don't know if they weren't working on it or if they probably have a third party working on the website too, which probably isn't helping. Yeah, I can't imagine they're doing that in-house.
They are some of the nicest people that I know, and they really do love the community. I don't know any of them that thinks modding is dumb. They're all in support, full support of what we do. And that's something that I think a lot of people miss out on. They just think that Bethesda Game Studios is this big, faceless Bethesda publisher. And they forget the fact. So
if you really think that, then why haven't they given you their NIF export plugins for Maya and Max?
Because it contains licensed content that they can't.
It probably actually does. That's so fucking annoying. It's probably Havoc shit or something in there, I would imagine.
I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I did.
Well, NetImmerse isn't owned by Bethesda, so.
Oh yeah.
NetImmerse file.
Yeah.
I wish they would just create their own engine. Can't they? They can just use the id engine. ZeniMax. They can just use a different engine.
That would kill the modding community in half the life of the game.
Probably true.
Yeah. I mean, the reason they've stuck with the creation engine for so long is because it's easiest for what they do. They don't have to change their workflow, retrain their artists and programmers, and we don't have to be retrained either.
I think it's going to hurt them in the long run, though, because unless they can manage a major overhaul of that engine, it's they did, like you said, the engine's a lot more stable, a lot more optimized. It's got a decent overhaul, but at this point, I view it as more like Unreal Engine 3, which right now we have Unreal Engine 4. And while the engine is phenomenally more powerful than Skyrim and just, oh my god, exponentially more than, say, Oblivion or New Vegas and shit, it still falls par of what you can get for a subscription of $9.99 a month and pay a 5% user fee, a la CryEngine or Unreal Engine 4, which are actually...
UE4 and CryEngine are such a higher level than Creation Kit.
And they're not that hard to learn. I mean, maybe I'm looking at it from a skewed perspective, but it seems like the community and user base for learning, and especially the visual scripting interface in Unreal Engine 4, seems like it would be a hell of a lot easier for new people to get into, as opposed to the Creation Kit, which, for all of its faults that I give it shit for, it is actually really easy to use once you get the hang of it. But it looks daunting on the surface, but then again, so does CryEngine and Unreal Engine 4. So
to be fair, there's like a similar SDK that Firaxis launched for XCOM 2. That is basically the Unreal Engine editor. So I might try that out and see if I can get back to you and see if you're actually right about Unreal Engine 4 being accessible, because effectively it's the same with just XCOM edition.
Well, you can get Unreal Engine 4 for free, right?
I know, but I'll probably try my hand editing that game.
All right, yeah, because I have to keep uninstalling it anytime I put it in, because then I don't want to mod and I just want to start like working on random shit in Unreal, because it's I don't know. Yeah, hey, get back to me. Let me know how you feel about it, because it just feels like it's so much more power to it. Like it feels like the learning curve might be a little bit steeper right off the rip, but what the engine can do is probably worth it. I don't know how easy it would be to mod games with it either. I don't know. They've got like you said, the workflow and their whole setup is currently set to this, and it's been the creation engine since what? Fucking Oblivion? Morrowind. It's been this way since Morrowind.
Yep. Yeah, they first adopted the Gamebryo engine for Morrowind, and they've been modifying it with every release, but this is probably the biggest change they've done. Which, they're hiring, or rather they were, when Fallout 4 came out, for graphics programmers, which tells me they are going to continue developing the engine to be even better as far as visuals go, which should be good news to everyone out there.
I think the only thing that still is ever going to kill me is the export like that. I mean, for the basics of what we do, like armors, a mesh that's armors for weapons, etc. The mesh export works, but when you get into anything with particles, oh my goodness, I don't know if you've broken apart a particle NIF now, but compared to like Skyrim particle NIFs, like a lightning bolt or something in Skyrim, they were pretty complex. They were in the neighborhood of 60 to 150 nodes or whatever in the NIF scope. Now they're like 500.
Well, they're physics based now.
Yeah, it's just fucking I don't even want to try to understand them. Like I can create shit in Max. I just wish I could export it. I think that's one of my biggest bitches, is just I want that stupid exporter so bad.
Yeah, I would love to have it. I mean, if I could just get a straight export from Max with no problem, dude, I would be making shit all day.
I wonder if they could just sell us the license. Could we just buy it from you, Bethesda? Like fucking A. I don't know. That's I bitch about that way too much, and like, cause I love making shit and getting it in the game and crap, and I really can't make a lot of good 3D objects, but I can actually do, particle crap, and it just, yeah. I took one look at them when I opened up, I can't remember what it was. I think I was opening up the electrical trap lightning bolt, and I just wanted to shit myself right then and there looking at the damn thing. I was like, oh, node 1 is 1. It has no subnodes. Node 2 is fucking the particle system. Node 3 is node number 768. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, there's 767 fucking things in this thing? I was like, I don't even want to expand it. I was like, I got lucky changing the color.
The lightning topic there, for the Tesla, we're actually going to be creating all the lightning and stuff from scratch, so it's not...
Yeah, I was just thinking about that when you brought it up.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping I can copy the lightning effects from one NIF to another and modify them correctly.
Yeah, you get one broken node in there, you're going to die.
I know. There's going to be a notebook just full of, like, shit. Like, oh, I broke the link to 0, so I need to reestablish that. Which just sucks, because I like special effects.
Can we get, like, an undo function in NIFScope?
Hold on. I've got your back. Hold on, because literally John is in our group chat. Let me see. Hold on.
Okay, if you can get me that.
I just said, John, undo function in NIFScope. Why or why not? He's probably got an actual long-ass why not, I bet you money.
Probably.
I can't imagine he hasn't been pestered. The poor guy, every time he opens his mouth in the fucking group chat we have, with like 20-something people, I literally just scream, collision support, bitch. He gets it like every day. He can actually read the collisions now. He's just waiting on his, I think he got into the actual CK. So he's, I think he's been working on it. So I imagine we'll get collision support at some point. I don't know if we'll get somebody to update the exporter from Max and Maya to actually do collisions, but I pray to God we can. Oh, you might like this. I think John said that he can actually, because he can read it, he thinks he can add a function to where you can just import an object as a collision, and it'll make it one giant collision, and then you can add the rest of the shit to it.
That would be nice.
So even if we can't export, we should be able to just export an object file and import it as a collision into NifScope. So
yeah,
that would just be nice. That would be fucking glorious.
And I've had no problems whatsoever just janking collision from pre-existing files, but I would like to be able to make new stuff.
Yeah, I got a lot. For one of my things, I got planned a train ride where I actually want the trains to initially move before I play the move the landscape game bullshit. And part of the problem with a lot of my, like you said, you use my elevator mods, that I don't know if you ever cracked that NIF open, but it's a lot of doors. It's a lot of door collisions because doors are dynamic collision that can be animated via a knee control manager. But my shield grenade in Prelude to Vault 273, I have a grenade that you throw and it creates a shield around you. That shield consists of, I think, 70 door collisions that are moved all over the place to form the sphere. It's the most unoptimized NIF you've ever seen in your life. And it works really well, but it's just a whole bunch of fucking doors because I had to be able to move the collisions, and you can't move via a knee controller manager won't move collisions that aren't flagged appropriately. And the only collisions that are guaranteed to be flagged appropriately are doors, because the game naturally moves them via the knee controller manager. And so I just end up using door meshes for everything, or door collisions, until we can figure it out. And the worst part is it's literally a flag. It's a flag that you switch inside of the BHK rigid body or whatever, because that's all it was in Skyrim. Literally, you could turn any collision in Skyrim into a movable static or something with actual physics, like, an apple banana weapon, like, so it had gravity, by just changing 2 different flags. And we don't even have access to that right now, which is just so infuriating. But
my only problem with the exporter so far is this really goddamn annoying problem where sometimes things just disappear. The data for the object itself exists in NifScope, not in game, and is completely missing in Max. In game, it will still cast the object's shadows, but the object does not exist.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You don't have vertex colors wrong, do you? Because I know that one will do that.
Nope.
Okay, that's the only thing I can think of, because I'm a little more amateurish at that. But that's funny. Like, well, how detailed are you exporting? Because I did notice when I tried to export I think over 4 megabytes for the NIF, it just started to really fuck up.
Well, as I've stated in our live streams when people ask us why we don't use 8K textures, we aim for pretty much one-to-one visual parity and technical parity with the original game's content. So everything's around the same size and density as a regular game model.
Okay, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. There's really nothing, and it kind of varies depending on what happens.
I was gonna say, cause I've never hit that, and I actually built for that chronophage shit. I built the I drug in 90 plus different meshes from Institute, and then I would piece together 60 of them into the sets, and then export the selected. So I was exporting really big NIFs, and I never had that issue.
I think it might have something to do with the sub-indices system. Because first time
you're doing skinned, you're right. Because you're doing, I'm not doing anything that's rigged.
Yeah, the first time I exported the Ranger, like I said, we had it in game and working with physics within 20 minutes of the drop of the plugin. But I replicated the sub-index system from the Silver Shroud outfit, which is where we stole the physics from. And on the first run, all the limbs were cut off. And I have no fucking clue how to control that. So I think it might have something to do with that, because I'm kind of arbitrary with what I set for the sub-indexes. I usually try to stay between 1 and 3. I usually that pretty much leaves me with 7 decks 1 and 2 to work with, and 0 and
just
3.
lost 90% of the people watching, by the way. The they're like, eh? No,
Oh, are we live streaming this?
we're not live streaming, but I mean,
Oh.
I don't edit the recording, so.
I was gonna say, if
just
we're
goes-
live streaming, I would have hosted this.
Nah, I'm too lazy to live stream shit sometimes. It's I just do it on the which once again I'll throw it to you guys and it'd be an advertisement for everybody watching. But first Saturday of every month, 12 o'clock GMT -8. So I think you guys both in the UK.
What's
Nah,
this?
I'm in California.
Oh, then you're on my time. So noon on Saturday, first Saturday of every month.
Yeah.
And that's when we live stream. And I'm looking at a program that'll get us. We're only able to get 10 people into the Google Hangouts, which I didn't realize. So we're gonna actually try to just. There's a program that I can pay for that should let 50 people in at a time to do video conferencing, and it routes it through a server, so there's no real bandwidth craziness. So I'm gonna check that one out. So yeah, you guys will be invited to that one too. Like it's open invitation to anybody I've talked to, or just any established mod author who wants to show the fuck up.
I was gonna say, then we won't have to talk shit in the chat room anymore.
Were you guys actually in the chat room?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, fucking somebody should have pointed it out. It's just remind me next time. I was trying when I realized it about an hour in. I started adminning people who I recognized. That way their names would actually pop up as well when they were talking more. But I'm fucking clueless half the time anyway. That chat moved way too fast for me. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, it was like 1,000 people, wasn't it?
Yeah, Gopher fucking tweets it. 1,000 people show up. He's just like, I'll just tweet it. And he hosted too. I think he hosted through his. So anybody who would have got notified that he was streaming got notified as usual. So bleh. I don't really care. I probably next one I'm not planning on talking as much as like adding questions and shit. Cause I'll just read the fucking live stream or the chat.
That chat was pretty testy. We were getting into arguments with people who were just like, who feel so self-assured that modders shouldn't get a penny.
Oh
and
god,
should
fucking
beg for endorsements on the street.
I was actually surprised. I was surprised that Robin showed up. Like that was the funny thing to me. It's like I sent him a message, giving him the whole time schedule. Like you show up whenever. I've had my issues with him, but I still like the guy. The fucking God, I hate those people. Fucking begging for endorsements on the street. You guys should try it on your next mods. Like you've probably seen my stickies at this point, where it's like, things that will get you banned from my files for life. Number 1, extremely stupid shit, are insulting shit, and then number 2 is ransoming your endorsement in any way, shape, or form. And because one simple click from them, they think equals 47 hours of your work.
Oh god, I was explaining that to people. What was it, last weekend?
Was it this weekend?
It was this weekend. It was like Thursday or something.
Yeah.
We were talking about the whole paid modding thing, and they don't really realize. Like, I'm a professional freelancer, and I don't charge, professional rate. If we were to sell these mods, they're not paying for my man hours because they'd be buying a $4,000 mod.
Yep.
Yeah, they can't fucking afford that. We're not stupid. It's not about the initial investment. It's about the lifetime of a product.
Yep.
Well, I was in. Sorry, go on, Peyton.
No, go for it. Go for it.
No, I was. We were in that Skype call and it was getting towards early morning and stuff like that, and we were in with a couple of non-mod authors, probably the biggest mistake of our life, and and they were sort of having a nice sort of casual chat with each other and stuff like that, and they didn't really realize there was mod authors on the call, so they started criticizing other people's mods and things that were wrong with it, and I sort of kind of slightly excitedly interjected saying, "Sorry, what are you paying for this? What are you? How much are you paying for this?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Who are you? Who are you?" Because they had gotten to a point where they literally think they're in, like, this word is the most overused word when it comes from mod authors to mod users. But the entitlement was like, they didn't even realize how entitled they were. That's like the definition of entitlement.
And they, I don't know. Like we were pointing out in the live stream that you guys were in as well. If some of these people were getting paid for their work, it's like, I'm not actually 100% unsure on what the industry pays for it, but I'd imagine anywhere from $20 an hour intro is programming and modeling all the way up to, what, 50, 60? You thinking more? Is it more? It's probably
Well,
more, isn't it?
to give you an idea, my professional rate is $25 an hour minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not that popular. I've only worked on a couple of games, but that should give you an idea. That's like base level, and I undercut the shit out of myself to get constant work.
That makes sense.
So most of the people who charge what they're actually worth, you're going to be looking at like $30 minimum, upwards of like $100 an hour for some ridiculously good shit.
And that's actually a conversation I had with, well, conversation is me berating him and then trashing him nonstop on Reddit. But it's a voice actor guy who like ran a house full of voice actors or some shit, and then I thought they were kind of being stupid at one point, but they were talking about, the market value for voice acting is like $250 an hour, and then they're bitching they don't have work, and I'm like, there might be a reason for that.
I saw that thread. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely believe in charging what you're worth, but it's making the call of, am I okay with not eating? I'm totally cool with taking a cut if I can support myself.
I don't know if it's in the recording, but as we were talking about earlier, it's just market value at the end of the day. If we make our mods look like they're worth something, to that microtransaction price, then we're golden. But the people who are the mod authors who are charging $5 for footprints, and the mod users who think they're actually winning something by alienating mod users to never actually care about them ever again, those are two ways to lose badly, I think.
Well, do you remember the time we had the little hypothetical about how much would you pay for the Ranger on the stream?
Yeah, people were going $20, but they didn't mean it.
20? Yeah, the people who said that would never pay that.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting upwards of 20, 30. Most people were saying, like, oh, realistically, if paid modding was a thing, like $5. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, keep talking. And then at the end,
are they going to put their money where their mouth is?
Well, yeah, there's that. But then it's like, at the end of it, we're not fucking stupid. We're not going to be charging you $5 a pop or $30 a pop for one armor. That's ridiculous. That's a great way to get the system shut down.
Or just make people really disenfranchised with it, so other people don't get the benefit they could be getting, because you'll end up with, you got to imagine that too. That if one person shows up, like, I mean, imagine like the whole Skyrim paid fiasco bullshit. Like, if that had still been going on, you would have had people show up, seen a crowbar for $4. This castle got cleaned for $6. This little underground town with only vanilla voices and like 3 voice actors for like $8 or some bullshit. But I mean, they see the prices and then they instantly get turned off. And so what ends up happening is you possibly lose that buyer for life based on the actions of a very few people who overprice their shit to gouge the market. And I imagine we're going to get market gouging. I mean, I have to see Robin's point from the live stream on this one, that maybe it might not be a bad idea for Bethesda to put caps on it, or to put some sort of arbitration on it, because it's, as much as I'm a free market libertarian type, where I'm like, no fucking government regulations, let people price themselves out of business, the problem we have in this situation is, you guys brought it up pretty good, is that those idiots who are pricing themselves out of business are also pricing us out of business by making the market look at us unfavorably. So I get that. It's
I mean, a step
to be fair,
presentation.
those were those large prices. Remember, no one actually outside of Bethesda's chosen modders got onto the paid modding thing.
That's
except
true.
then. So Bethesda probably actually agreed to those prices. So it wasn't actually the free market, but actual corporatism.
No, when they talked on the mod author forums, a couple of them actually let it slip, the stupidity, which I called them on immediately. As everybody knows, the mod authors were only getting a 25% cut. So what a couple of those people did was they priced the mod 4 times higher, because they priced it to where they would be receiving what they think it was worth back to them. So if they thought the mod should be worth $1, they were pricing it at $4 so that they would get the dollar.
See, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, no shit. That's just people who don't understand how retail works and how marketing works with a big audience.
Yeah, I mean, I speak on paid modding quite often on my stream. I stream pretty much every weekend, 4 days a week, 16 hours a day usually. And we usually always end up on fucking paid modding. But it really is, you know, everybody is so focused on making that initial price back in the first purchase. You know, I've said it before, and I'm sure you won't agree, but I will take 10%.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree. But I get where you're coming from. You're coming from the long-term value. And some people don't know about me is we have, my wife has a business too, and I've done retail shit before with long-term contracts. But one of their things they do is they sell to retail spas, and they also sell direct to people spa products. And the thing is that even though their return on those isn't as high as some of their other shit, and they're not as big of a volume, the thing is that once you've sold it, you keep selling it, and 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 you keep selling it. It's
exactly
the return on your investment might take a few months, but after the return on your investment hits, you know, a 0 to 0, where you have all of it after that is just profit. It's just money that comes in and just flows into your pockets. And it doesn't have to be an exponential fucking, like, we don't get rich quick scheme off of modding, which some people will try to gouge. But I mean, some mods are worth $0.25, some mods are worth 50 cents, some mods are worth $1. It's like, I don't think any mod that is going to come out will exceed the $4 range ever. Yeah. Like, you'd have to be like, it'd have to be like a Beyond Skyrim level project. They put it out for maybe $15. I mean, if it ever comes out. The Sim's gonna kill me again. But I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's like I mean, fuck, the initial game they released that has, you know, hundreds of hours of content, if you play through everything, they sold it for $60, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and they're a big company paying a shit ton of people around $30 to $60 an hour.
And you released a shitty-ass mod that took you 1 week to do, and you think you're worth $4 or $5. It makes no sense to me.
Exactly, and that's why I'm okay with the 10%, because, you know, at least on the...
Stop saying 10%. You're supposed to upsell the guy that you're fucking... Even if 10% was fair, you don't tell the person you're negotiating with 10%. Fuck!
Well, we're not negotiating here, Darren. We're just talking. We're talking business.
Yeah, but lie about that. Just say, 93%, 112% would be good. Let's start at that.
Yeah, I'll take 150% of all profits. Because here's why. Even on the Skyrim paid modding thing, you've got Valve and Bethesda. You've got your publisher and your mod publisher, pretty much. And they both have... Okay, I'm going to scrap that thought. Start on a new one.
I was going to say that I think I got where you're coming from, and I'm hoping to God it's just a one-person cut situation this time around, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But
Can I just talk about the morality of paid modding, because that's where these people come from.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Because you're right. Modding should be free forever. Blah 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 bullshit. I just summed up their argument. Sorry.
As far as I can gather from a community of people that really don't like this paid modding thing, and they say things like, "Modders do it for the love of modding," and you're not even given a say in that regard. It's not about making a profit and devaluing what you make. It's about not gaining. For me, it's about not losing. For example, if you work hours upon hours and months upon a mod, you're losing hours of your time that you could be doing something productive, not just making money, but actually, doing something productive with your life. And the payment I see is as a compensation for your work rather than some sort of profit. And actually, in a way, I think it actually makes you love your work more, where I think if you keep working like this, then you just, for free, then you just lose the love for it eventually. Look at those Sky UI guys, for example. They didn't come back until like a couple of years afterwards. And it's not just because they saw a quick buck. It's because they saw compensation for what they've lost making the mod in the first place. Mm-hmm. So it's not about a gaining thing. It's about compensating for a lost thing.
And people don't realize that there is... I mean, there's like, they'll say, well, if you don't love it, don't do it. Well... in defense of that, and this is a big plus for Bethesda for me, which is a very rarity from people who've listened to me, because I am overly critical of them, and it's a love-hate thing where, I love what they've basically given me a 4-year education for free. I've learned video game design. I've learned a lot of shit. I've learned, from feedback from people, from levels, from quest design, I've gone exponentially from voice acting recruitment and audio editing, 3D texture work, UV mapping. I might not be good at a lot of it, but I actually know what goes into it from start to finish on everything from, the concept work, recording, voice acting, designing, UV, export, import, all that crap. And it's basically been a free education. But here's the problem. I'm done with that education.
Exactly.
And honestly, if they don't, for everybody listening, if they don't do paid modding, I don't see myself finishing I got six episodes planned of this fucking quest mod. I honestly don't see myself finishing it, because at the point in the contacts of the people that I know now, I can literally just download Unreal Engine 4 for free, which has more tools available than the Skyrim Creation Kit, and I can make my own game. And it's doing what we love is amazing. I imagine you guys love doing it. But doing what you love and being able to be compensated for your time is a dream come true. Like being able to do it for a living, even if it's just making a living. You're not getting rich, you're not doing anything. A lot of people really want to strive to do what they love for a living. And in the quality of work that comes out of that is a lot higher. And my love is not exactly for modding, it's for creating. And I can create in a different medium, although I do love creating in the medium that Bethesda provides us. And it's fun to do. I like the whole settings. I like the shit. It's great to do. But at what point do you move on from that if you can, if you're just sinking thousands of hours a year into this shit? That's the question.
But modders users just don't, like I was saying, modder users just don't realize that modders eventually just leave. They just go. They get fed up with it. And because as much as they loved it in the first place, slowly but slowly something is, I don't want to get so philosophical, but something is kind of taken away from them every time they release a mod, and eventually they just
their soul is crushed a little bit with every stupid bug report.
And it's like, and they say, oh well, money is just the root of all evil. No, it's not necessarily the root of all evil. It's an exchange, and they get something back for the time they put in.
That's also misquoted all the time, like you just misquoted it too. It's the love of money is the root of all evil.
Oh well.
That's actually the direct quote is the love of money. Money isn't the root of all evil. It's stupid people wanting more and more and more and more and more of it to where that's their only goal, i.e. the love. And that's true in a sense. If you don't give a shit about if the money is just there as a means to an end, i.e. you need it to keep living so you can keep modding. It's nice to have a little bit extra, blah blah blah. That's not going to corrupt your work. It's when it's when you want to just keep making a quick buck and you just pump out 76 variations of a crowbar for $3.99. And try to bilk people out of their money, and that's where you end up in trouble, and which is going to happen. It's going to be a capitalistic environment.
Well, that's the thing, because that's the thing I want to get at, because the mod users, when they talk about these things, and they generally get really angry and upset that you suggest that you're gonna pay something for a mod. Part of it is out of fear, because they have hundreds and hundreds of ESPs, and they're worried. No matter even if you pay 50 pence for them, they're going to spend like $100 a month, and that's money, I admit that most of them don't have, but those people who charge $1 for hundreds and hundreds of ESPs are going to be pushed out of the market, because smart modders are going to combine their ESPs into value ESMs and BSAs that will offer the best money for exchange.
And that's probably,
and instead of having hundreds of ESPs, you'll have 10 or something.
I get bitched at literally almost every day. There's probably a fucking PM, a Reddit message, or a fucking comment on one of my mods asking when I will combine them. And the answer is generally, if they do paid modding. It's not worth my day. If I combine all of those mods and I put in all the work to combine, like, I think 25 to 35 of my fucking crafting mods, I'll charge like $1.25 for it, put them all together, and actually make an in-game workstation you craft where you can then choose which one of my mods actually shows up in your build menu. And that's quality, that's value, that's... The hell was that? A motorcycle?
Yep. I use a webcam as a mic, and it picks up everything but me.
But yeah, that's like quality and value added. But at the point right now, and it would combine 30 ESPs into one, and it would make it so it's an optional, modular inside the game, so you can pick it. But see, it's not worth my fucking time, because quite frankly, they all work just perfectly fine as is, and people are going to pick and choose right now.
Yeah, well, it's like the modders. I don't know if they do it subconsciously or they're just unaware of it, or they do it consciously, but I'm aware of it. The modders proliferate and create more and more mods because it gives them more in exchange, whether it's endorsements or traffic or space on the internet or things like that. It gives it gives them a larger sphere of stuff, and when paid modding will change that because people will be forced to combine things. But we proliferate. You have hundreds and hundreds of mods because authors make hundreds and hundreds of mods, and paid modding will change that. And the ones that charge $2.99 for a crowbar, in a real free trade capitalistic environment, they'll disappear after a couple of weeks.
And the other thing that really annoys me is the people who are like, "No, we have to pay." Like, no, you don't. You don't have to download the mods at all, dumbass. Like, we're not putting a gun to your head and saying pay for the mods. You can literally just play the game without them. It works just fine. And part of I understand part of the bitch, which is we won't be able to, we won't know what it does, etc. I think some form of QC from Bethesda's part would be well deserved and respected and appreciated from people, but I don't know if they're gonna do it. But
a free market fixes that as well. People who troubleshoot the best mods, even if their competitor does far better mods than he does and does the same mods, if he doesn't troubleshoot, then he's off the market.
That's true.
Yep.
I think it would. Normal if there's certain bugs with my mods where I'm just fuck off, I don't give a shit. Like killable children, all the children grow to adult sized randomly. I know how to fix it. I just don't feel like fucking downloading my own ESP because I don't save them, and then reopening it and fixing the fucking thing right now, because I really didn't give a shit. I just wanted to see if I could make kids use guns so I could watch kids kill each other. It was more of a sadistic thing, but people bitch about it, and I'm sitting here like, oh, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, well, if people had paid me even a dime for that fucking mod, I'd be like, fucking, I fix everything for you, man. So I'll do the fucking shit, fucking anything.
Exactly.
You'll see a whole nother Darren in the case of paid modding. I'd be like, well, you're gonna pay me for shit, and I'm gonna give you the best quality I can do with the least amount of problems. And it's I don't know. People are. And the other thing, when you say, people have 100 mods, I hate that people are like, I have 240 mods installed for Fallout already. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's my first fucking reaction. It's like, are you really, mentally brain dead? What? You're not even using 160 of them. Bet your fucking ass. You probably have conflicts between another 45. What the hell are you doing? Did you really need that many mods? I get 15 and I'm overloaded. I'm like, what the fuck? Too many fucking mods.
Yeah, I can understand for Skyrim because there's a lot of good mods for Skyrim, but for Fallout 4, I'm just like, are any of them good?
We made the joke. There's 11,700 mods on Nexus right now for Fallout, and 10,800 of them are shit.
Well, half of them are Armorsmith ESP plugins or something like that.
Oh my god.
So he does 19 ESPs for our thing. Okay, you're an awesome modder. I want to put a disclaimer in, but I see people post their load others, and there's I've got these 4 mods installed, and they're Armorsmith ESP merges, 50 of them beneath. And I'm like, why?
I remember the crafting menu thing at the start where it was Homemaker and other ones were just conflicting with everybody, so there was 8 different patches to get 4 mods to work together.
Jesus.
I was like, you guys didn't realize that? Because they modified the, you remember I was telling you, you can add via script, you can literally just script in, add a keyword or a form list to a form list. So you can literally dynamically add the things. But the moment they modified any one of those base form lists, they just conflicted with any mod that fucking tried to do the same thing. So you had a whole bunch of novice modders who were adding in-game shit to the build menu and fucking the hell out of it. And then all of them came to a head, and that's why they did that one. There's that other one, not the Armorsmith, but there's the crafting one as well. There's a crafting version for it, and which honestly, I'm praying to God, not to diss all their work and shit. Even though you guys heard me before, I really hate the mob mentality of you have to use Allah Akbar, Armorsmith, whatever the fuck AW. Fucking, you have to use this, or are you not using your fucking mod type bullshit. And it's not the actual guys who created the mod, it's their stupid cult user base that fucking harasses mod authors. into trying to get them to use the shit, which means they have to make another ESP, which, quite frankly, it's not too terribly hard to use it, but it's just fucking annoying. And, but I think it's going to get broken, because Bethesda knows damn good and well about the keyword cap.
Oh, of course.
How are they not going to fix it? Like, I can't imagine if they release the CK, release this next. I mean, I can't imagine. I can imagine, because I don't know why there wasn't an uproar on this first DLC not fixing it. They added to the problem. I don't know if you guys know that. Automatron added keywords and shit, so they added to their own problem.
I've been telling people, and people just look at me like with dumb stares. Well, they're almost right with dumb stares, in fact, where I just say, oh, but people say, oh, well, Automatron probably added keywords, right? And I'm like, no, it took them away. And they're like, oh, I don't get it. And they also broke the active values, which is fantastic. Love that.
Wait, which active values did it break?
It broke a few power armor active values.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuckers. The
for example, for the power armor, they use an active value to try and stack power armor mods and stuff like that. And after Automatron's installed, they just stop working.
Fucking Bethesda. Like, I don't know how there wasn't a riot after that. I'm like, they should have.
Again, I want to put a disclaimer. I don't want to be one of those people that just put bugs in and it's just a stupid shit and then just blaming Bethesda. But that said, after Automatron's installed, the stuff like active values for overdrive servos and things like that, they don't work anymore. And before, you could add as many active values as you want for power armor stacks and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I'm wondering if there's a limit to, because that's actually how I do a lot of my crafting mods, is I actually add a new active value and then add it to the player. And I wonder if there's a limit to that, because if so, fuck. It was easier than adding globals. Don't shoot me. I'll switch it to globals if I combine.
Yeah, it was kind of like its own scripting system. Yeah, but it stopped working.
So we'll see if that fucking Bethesda. That's the other thing.
Let me know if.
I wonder.
Let me know if it's just me though.
Yeah, somebody else let them know, because I still haven't bought Automatron. I just refuse. I'm just like, because I'm making my shit with vanilla only, so I don't want to download the DLC at any point until I'm done with the shit. I did the same thing with Skyrim. I didn't even own all the DLC until we did Molag Ball's Inferno, because 9 other people on the team wanted to fucking use DLC assets. That's where I learned a really fun fact, by the way. I don't know if did Fallout New Vegas and shit have DLCs added to it and crap, like extra ESMs? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had 6.
Okay, so did
9.
Did the creation engine for that go buggy as hell when you loaded multiple masters?
Yeah, but there was a fix.
Huh? Oh, there was a fix.
Yes, you couldn't load multiple masters, but you had to edit with any file.
But what I mean by the CK going buggy was Skyrim. I heard so many bitches throughout the years about people saying the CK was buggy as fuck for Skyrim and it would crash constantly. I went 3 years with the creation kit crashing maybe 30, 40 times, which is nothing. And Ellie would have hers crash like 30, 40 times a day. Like, it's like, and then I got all the DLC for Molag Ball's Inferno, loaded all those masters, and my CK crashed up to 4 or 5 times a day. And then I realized it was Bethesda's own fucking DLC that was making the fucking creation engine crash, which is another reason I'm really loath to get any DLC and use it in anything with their own creation engine. That's what I was wondering, if it did like the same thing with New Vegas, if there was like
not for shit. New Vegas, but ever since the creation engine appeared, you get all these weird bugs that, because when you're modding Fallout New Vegas, it kind of seems robust, if you know what I mean, just like it works. And it only crashes if you click outside the window or something like that. But they're bugs. They're bugs you know. They're bugs you know. To be fair, but with Creation Kit, it's like an unpredictable
That's a
miasma
terrible bug, dude.
Yeah.
To be fair, the GEC crashes every 10 seconds for me.
That's why I'm hoping this new one is more like, I hope there's a lot of the shit fixed, which it's a grand hope, because well, I know people who are in the beta, and they were bitching about the, like, I don't know if people listening, you got the DPI settings on your Windows, and it generally sits at 100%, where if you're using like an ultra high def monitor, that means all your icons are super tiny, and so is your text. So you have to up your custom DPI font, whatever, to like 150%. Well, the creation engine still, it did this in Skyrim as well. When you open it on, say, an ultra-high-def monitor, if your DPI is over 150%, like you wanted text to be bigger, the windows will be bigger. And so you'll open like a reference alias window, and half the window will be down under the screen, so you can't even close it. Like, you can't even select some of the shit inside of it, and apparently that still exists in the new
For
one.
all the bugs the creation kits have, that's a feature.
That's a feature? You're supposed to have a second monitor underneath your main one, like...
Pretty much, yeah. You should
stack the ultra-high defs.
got to have a hex setup, I think. 6 monitors on top of one another.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. I liked... I don't know. I always had multiple monitor setups when I did Skyrim shit anyway, because it just felt more natural to have like the render window on one screen and then shit on the other and crap. But,
oh god, I wish I had multiple monitors.
Go get some multiple monitors, bro. They're like $90.
Dude, I am like poor as fuck.
Somebody donate $100 to that guy. Fucking A.
Yeah, I've gotten... Oh, shit, I got a donation earlier. I've gotten 3 donations in the last 10 years.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to be donating $100.
Yeah, we'll find out. Somebody go donate the men $100 I'll put give me a link to your PayPal shit, and I'll put it in the bottom thing. Like, I've honestly, the Fallout donations have been a lot. Like, Skyrim, I got maybe 15 to 25 donations within 3 years. 4 years, sorry. In Fallout, I've gotten a decent amount. Like, I've had a couple $100 come in. Like, I just blew my fucking mind. And it seems like they've been a lot more receptive. Or it could be that they all have battered wife syndrome. I don't know. Somebody was asking, like, how'd you get those donations? I was like, I don't know. I'm a fucking prick. Like,
well, I think it has a lot to do with the rather usefulness of the mods you create.
That's true.
I mean, I don't mean to sound like a cock, but a lot of your stuff comes across as very simple, but simple
a lot
shit
of it
that should have been in the
really
base game.
Simple. Like,
Yeah, I mean...
I bitch all the time about stackable concrete. One of the $100 donations was for stackable concrete. That's a fucking shit-ass mod that took me 45 seconds. Stop donating for stackable concrete, you fuck... No, I'm just kidding. Keep donating. The 45 seconds, dude. It literally just adds 2 CPA nodes. It took longer to make the Nexus page and take screenshots by far. And it's and I mean, then we got ones like, I was pointing that out to Big, like Molag Ball's Inferno took 10 of us 1 month to do, 5 weeks. It actually took us 5 weeks. They extended the deadline. It adds, 6+ hours of gameplay, this huge quest line, 7 world spaces, 8 boss fights, and then we got like a grand total of $93 in donations for that thing. I paid $150 for the voice actors. So none of that even got split to anybody because I didn't even recoup my money input. And I like that's the funny thing to me. That's why it's funny, it's sad, but it's like at least the Fallout community has been donating a little bit more, it seems. Which, to be quite honest, I've gotten maybe 100 donations or so, but that's still pretty sad in regards to the fact that I've gotten 976,000 something unique downloads. Look at it from that perspective. It's like, holy shit, that's a really low donation rate.
Yeah.
Maybe Fallout fans are different or something. I don't know.
Well, it seems like they're a little more like people are showing a little more appreciation. I've seen, and I mean, to be fair, there's other like the something we didn't see before the whole paid modding fiasco was, I mean, full credit to I don't really I like MXR, I like Gopher, etc. But they actually now more actively in their videos call for people to donate to their favorite mod authors and shit. And a constant reminder is nice for some of that crap because, like you said, the people get that mentality that that entitlement mentality, and they don't think about it. And sometimes just reminding people to fucking think about it is enough. And I've gotten a ton of 60-cent donation, whatever the hell it is after PayPal takes away from $1 donations, and it's from people who they're throwing a buck at it because they can, and they've thought about it, and it's it's appreciative and it's motivating. And like I yell at people, go donate. If you use these guys as fucking mods, go donate to their shit. Like, a buck goes a ways.
Yeah, it does. I'm a smoker.
Never mind. Don't give him a buck, fucker.
I kind of blew up the YouTube Pandora's box because I was telling you about the snarky fact earlier, and shit, most people were happy with me saying "go fuck yourselves" to the mod users, saying yes, fine, fuck ourselves. The moment I insulted a YouTuber, like I said, question. I'm a YouTuber. I want to make money off your mods. Can I put my YouTube video on your page, and which you've worked hours on? And I went, no. And it was like the most snarkiest thing ever. And like someone, like, I got this huge long ass comment before he was banned, talking about. Did you see it, Peyton? Oh no, you didn't see everything. So.
No, that was the one I didn't get to.
They were basically telling me how their favorite YouTuber works all day making videos. And I'm just sitting here going, what am I then? You know, like chopped herring. And and I still get comments from YouTubers saying, hey, can you put your video on a mod? And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm kind of in between there.
No, there's no fucking reason to. And like I'm friends with MXR. I've known him for a while. I've been yapping with Gopher. I almost thought about putting fucking MXR's video on the front page where he dies in the fucking, just because he reads his own testimonial, which was the best part. Because that idiot told me to make up his testimonial for him. So I put MXR's testimonial was, I wish I was more Asian and could have helped with this mod more than writing. My immersion scientists give it 13 out of 10 immersion points. And the best part was him in his video reading his own fake testimonial. But I won't do it because, they make money off it. MXR, he's got more subscribers. He makes a living off of it. Gopher makes a living off of doing his and his Patreon. And I don't fault them for it. But, the people who need you to put their mod on the front page, they need you to do it. The people who make a living off it don't fucking need you to. And that's the thing. It's like I don't... It's more of a disconnect to where I can't make money off my own shit directly. I don't feel the need to ever give the publicity to anybody who does make money directly off of reviewing mods. And B, the ones who are good at it don't fucking need me to anyway. And they won't ask.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
go for it.
Here's a good example. We started the XO2, or at least I did, on the 23rd of December last year. And we finished it March 17th this year. That's 4 months.
So what you're telling me, you're just really bad at this.
Yeah. I work in between 6 and 16 hours a day. I usually wake up between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. and go to bed between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. I'm a freelance artist, so in between projects is usually 3 or 4 months. And I can live off that. And in that time, I have nothing to do other than mod. So I've been pulling between 6 and 16-hour days doing nothing but modding for 4 months straight. And that's not worth how much?
But you do it for the love.
Yeah.
Clearly. That should be your only... The love of the community who,
Peyton, you do it for the love,
of the time files bug reports that are false and tells you your textures are shit.
Modders do it for the love of modding. I don't know if you knew that. I also have 150 ESPs. Most of them are merged ESPs. How am I going to pay for all of them? How am I going to pay for all these things?
God, what am I going to do about all the free content? Well, you said you live in California. That's how everybody gets elected every year. You're going to lose all your free shit. Fucking, I hate this state. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything I don't need.
Aren't you like $2 trillion in debt in California?
Jesus, dude, it is. It's probably not that bad, but it's pretty bad. This state has been bankrupt for, I think, 8 years now. I think, literally, the state's been bankrupt, and certain cities are just getting knocked off randomly because they're going bankrupt and just filing for insolvency. And then our bright-ass politicians on Monday signed a bill to increase the minimum wage from, I think it's 10
that's
to
right.
15 to 50. What? Are they fucking kidding me? I've been trying to get my father-in-law to move the business to Nevada for a while now, and this might put the nail in the coffin. It's fucking businesses are already running away from this state, and they just up the minimum wage, and they're like, it'll provide paying wage for people. I was like, yeah, at the expense of half of their jobs.
Yeah,
we're having. Go on, sorry, man.
It doesn't give people shit to raise the minimum wage if they don't base out the inflation and depreciation of the dollar. That makes no sense.
You just said shit that'll never get you elected, bro. You've literally got to scream, you'll give people crap, And then I don't remember which one of the founding fathers said it. I think it was Jefferson, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. But they basically said that the moment the electorate realizes they can vote themselves subsidies is when America will start to fail. It's like,
Hey,
holy shit, he said that 200 and something years ago?
Haven't you heard that Trump is literally Hitler?
Trump is
Literally.
Trump is a divisive figure, bro. Vote me in. Vote me in. I'll raise your minimum wage. Diversity is our greatest strength.
I got shit from the other one because Big and them, I was basically saying that I really can't wait. Like, I'm 100% voting for Trump just because I want somebody so fucking crazy in there. I would vote for the reanimated ghost of Ronald Reagan. Like, I just want something insane in the White House. But, like, actually, I honestly think Hillary or Trump is a good choice. But I think that if, like, really the shit hits the fan and we see a Trump Bernie Sanders ticket, I'm voting for that so fast, because literally if you take both of their viewpoints together and you mix their viewpoints, you have the Nazi party from pre-war Germany. Like, it's the best shit ever. Like, I'm a terrible person and I understand this, so nobody take this like this is like a good thing for the country. Like, I actually kind of want a terrible shit to happen in Washington. I'm the bitch who rooted for the robot in Eagle Eye, the movie where the AI was trying to kill off the president and all of Congress. Like, I'm that guy.
Wait, is that a new film? That's not about
old.
drones.
That's old. That's like
Right.
there was like it was like with Shia LaBeouf or something, and like I hated the movie about halfway in when I realized that the robot was trying to kill off Congress and the president, and I knew I'd be rooting for the robot and that they wouldn't let it win. I almost wanted to walk out of the theater.
Wouldn't you be so depressed if they shoved Paul Ryan in there? Wouldn't you just kill yourself?
That's actually a very valid point.
Fucking void of a human being.
I want to see Kasich actually get something. I don't know why he's still running.
Oh my god, just fucking Kasich.
This election has been the greatest circus. Like, I think
That's
I've
really
ever
all
seen.
it is.
It is just, it's literally the media's comeuppance and the political elite's comeuppance for, like, the bullshit for the last 20 years. Like, the media can't not report Trump because somebody else will, and they'll get ratings and money. So the media, which has basically been, like, whores for money and their advertisers, like, they don't give a shit about the news, but now they have to report everything Trump does because it gets them ratings.
They're literally reporting on Trump while he's, like, fucking reading a poem on his fucking stage in one of his rallies, just reading. It's just this old man reading a poem, and they're like, I think Trump is reading a poem. Let's listen in.
The other good one is when they keep inviting him back, and Trump literally just tells them to their face that they're fucking liars and whores, and nobody trusts them, and they're despicable people. And they're like, we'll see you back here next week. Like,
No, it's the fact that Trump has actually made everyone around him a total asshole. Fucking. You know, it's like even John Kasich, it's like, oh, by the way, he's actually an asshole. He's actually a big asshole.
All the fucking shit, just everything has just been the greatest. Like, everybody's like, I unfortunately know what he's going to start calming down toward the election, which I think is going to be unfortunate because I've loved this psychotic roadshow. It's just been, it's been some of the greatest media. Like, it's just like Google Trump randomly, like every 3 days, just Google Trump and see what the fuck happens. Like, oh, Trump wants women. Like, even the fucking news headlines are even the best part. Like, Trump says women who have abortion should be punished and thrown in jail. And then, no, like, when you read it, it's like, oh, wait, no, Trump said if abortions were illegal, that you should punish. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. You know, if something's illegal, you should probably punish the person who does the illegal thing. But the fucking headlines are great.
It's like he says that, and it's like Trump should punish women who do abortions, and it's like his poll numbers go up 5 points.
He calls fucking war heroes not heroes because I don't think you should be a hero just because you got captured, and his poll numbers go up.
Oh yeah.
He calls Rosie O'Donnell a fat bitch and a pig, and his poll numbers go up. Well, that's understandable, but fucking this whole thing has just been the greatest shit. Like, and I don't think they understand that it's just like it's just people like me. It's like I'm not voting for Trump on just the basis of Trump. I'm voting for Trump because I literally hate everyone else. You're getting Trump's getting the pity fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sadly, do I think he's the? Actually, no. Sorry. The best person who was running, I think, was Rand Paul. I'm a pure libertarian and constitutionalist to the heart, but Did he ever have a chance? No. I think the next best person running was probably Trump, because of what damage he will cause both parties. I think it'll be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think actually having someone who's dick tits crazy is going to cause a ruckus and make people realize how fucked the country is.
And it's more because it allows for a, in my opinion, I was actually watching a bunch of whatever his name is, Milo Yiannopoulos or some shit, however you say his last name. But
that's his name.
Apart from all of some of his crazy, which he's hilarious. I think Tendo put it great. His triggering levels are 10 of 10. Like, he just sets people off, which is funny as fuck. But he made a good point. He says that a Trump election would destroy the Republican Party and make sure that they never win a majority stake in any election ever again. But it would also destroy the Democratic Party and make sure they would never win a majority stake in any election ever again. Because it will probably open the door to a third party. People listening play like, politics, goddamn. But for people in other countries who don't realize it, because some people didn't, we only have a two-party system. We literally have the extremist psycho leftist or the extremo psycho rightist, who are literally the same fucking people with just a little bit different of views. One side wants freedom for everybody while oppressing everybody to acknowledge that freedom, and the other side wants basically the same fucking thing in a different direction. And there's no in-between bullshit, in which actually that's what Trump is actually keeps screaming. Trump is actually doing the in-between shit, despite all of his psychoticness. When you listen to what he's saying, he's going for a more conservative, isolationist U.S., which I'm not 100% on the isolationist policy, but I agree with the security. And a lot of his social issues are middle of the road. His social issues are more on the liberal side, which is what people generally are. Do you lock your door at night? Yeah. Do you put your money in a bank and save for retirement? Yeah. Do you think your country should? Yeah. Do you give a shit that your neighbors are two dudes fucking each other? No. Who gives a shit? Unless they're really loud and they keep me up at night, then we're gonna have an issue.
To be fair, in the extreme thing, literally the other day, Bill Clinton told Black Lives Matter to shut the fuck up.
Oh, thank God.
Did you see that? Where
No,
Black Lives Matter just were like fucking intimidating, and they just thought they'd walk into the Democratic, candidate or whatever and say,
this up.
Bow down, you little bitch. And Bill Clinton was just like, no, I'm not bowing down. And he just literally told them, we're Black Lives Matter, and they didn't matter.
No, it's because they're I mean, that's one of the biggest problems with our country, is that the loudest voices are the smallest group of people screaming they want equality when they don't. They want superiority. Whether it be feminist movement, whether it be the gay and lesbian agenda people, whether it be the religious right people. It's like, I'm sorry, but 99% of the religious people I know are more libertarian and live and let live. They just want to be able to practice what they do and be able to vote based on their conscience, which, whether or not they vote it in and then it gets overturned for being unconstitutional, let them vote their conscience. And but then you've got the 1 to 5% who are screaming that, gays need to be rounded up and put in their own little cities and shit, and they get all the attention. Like, what the fuck?
Very much.
I was like, my parents are super religious. They're not that big of assholes. I think they were assholes to me growing up, but it's like I don't understand that. And then it's because, like I said, the media is eating their own shit because they publicize that because that gets ratings. A religious person being normal and basically saying everybody should be able to live the way they want to live and I want to live the way I want to live doesn't make a news story. A religious person saying kill all gays in the military, however, makes headlines. So
yeah. Let's be fair, I was watching that North Carolina thing where they're just like, apparently they're like, oh, well, maybe not make it separate, maybe not let transsexual women walk in female bathrooms, and apparently the whole country is just sort of put a big ring of steel around them for even suggesting such an idea. And I'm thinking, well, if one company wants to do that and then another company wants to do that, if one company doesn't want to sell cakes to the gay person, then they can go to the secular cake company.
Yeah, that's something I never understand either. They're like, well, this should be unconstitutional. I'm like, well, if it's their own private business, the government actually shouldn't have a step in on it. There's limits to what they should be able to do. And if a company's stupid enough to put out a sign that says not serving gays and blacks, they're gonna go out of business so fucking fast.
I mean, I've literally walked into businesses where people just look at me, for ethnic or things reason, and they go, no, and I'm like, fine. And I've been to Jerusalem, and there's like Muslim people that want to let people in the big dome in Jerusalem and stuff like that, and they let other people go in and stuff like that, and you try and walk up to them, and they go, what's your religion? Or, no, go away. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That they own that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I know we're all about freedom, but the problem is that when you want to give somebody the freedom at the expense of somebody else's, I think that's where you actually have to look at the line and draw it a little bit clearer. It's like if one entire state wanted to be a fucking Mormon state, Utah, you can just, let them. The people who don't want to be there will move. You can just move and get. It's that whole if you don't like it, get the fuck out. But allow people to vote with their shit, and if they want to fuck themselves over, let them fuck themselves over. But the one thing you got to say is that the more this part of the problem. This state's a super liberal state, and while I agree with 50% of what they do, the 50% I don't agree with is their business policies, which show. And then you've got other states which are super Republican or more super conservative, and they're fine. They're running millions upon millions, if not billions, of surplus. But the other problem is then you've got a different side oppressed in those states. And whereas California, we've got like tons and tons of freedom, and it's more the religious people and business people that are oppressed. Then you've got another state where it's tons of religious freedom and the business people freedom, and then people who are just the working class are oppressed. And that's honestly why I think the country's a little bit fucked. Like you said, I think Trump getting in there will actually highlight a lot of it, because despite what you can say about the man's crazy, I think the dude can run a business, and I think if he tries to run the government like a business, I think it will highlight a lot of the problems with it, which will be great. Not to mention, I want to see him fire everybody.
I think his kids are fairly sane, so that might guide him in the right direction.
The fact that his kids are fairly sane also runs me a different... Because, you look at him, and then you look at his kids, and I do believe you can take a measure of a man by the way his kids are raised, but he might not have raised them. It might have been nannies, so you never know.
I think he raised them, to be honest. I'm immediately start because people go, oh, he's crazy, he's like Hitler, he's a psychopath, and I'm like, well... his kids look fairly normal, and they don't resent him and stuff like that, and they don't,
unless
they're not
his kids are all full sociopaths, fuck...
That's true. That's possible. They could all be sociopathic monsters.
Yeah, they all look like demons. His daughter is Jewish. I don't know. So that's not going to win him any points with this. She converted to Jew. I didn't actually know that till recently. Like, apparently her husband's Jewish, and she converted before they got married. I was just like, that's interesting. Yeah. And apparently he advised Trump when he went to the Israel thing. Like, they have that big IPAC or some shit where they talk to all the Israeli people and the big
AIPAC, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently he advised Trump to be a little bit more moderate. I could have seen Trump just showing up there like, fuck you all, defend yourselves.
He wrote a speech for him. He says, Donald, read this, the words on this page, read them. Don't just start taking out a piece of paper from your pocket and start reading poems and shit. Just keep your eyes here and read word by word by word by word.
Scream, I'm going to build a wall, and it's going to be a tall wall. It's going to hold people back.
Compulsive, I must build a wall. I must build a wall around this stage.
I think my favorite argument against that one is the people who are like, the wall's not going to work. I'm like, wait, what? Like, it works like intended, They walk up to it, and it's a fucking wall. Like, there's no going through it. Like, you can go over it. Yeah, you're correct. You can go under it. It's just the same way the walls in your house work. Somebody wants to bust in your window or kick down your door, but they actually throw effort instead of just like, I'm just going to pack up a bag and just walk into America.
Yeah, there's a cost to going up a wall. You have to get the rope. You have to spend time getting up the wall and things like that.
And then we could just hire, crazy Texans to sit up there with sniper rifles and just pick them off.
Yeah, there's probably millions of them who'll do it for free.
I love the craziness in this country as much as I hate it. Fucking so many crazy people.
Yeah.
We have so much gun violence. Like, that's because you have so many guns. I'm like, yeah, good luck getting rid of them. I think they did a thing. It's like 1.34 guns per person in America. Like, good luck rounding them up. Even our military, if they were ordered to, they'd probably fight that order. Like, we don't want to die. Like, go to Afghanistan and Iraq and let's invade. Okay, we need you to invade Texas. Can we use nukes?
Apparently, every time Barack Obama speaks out against guns, the stock percentage points of Smith & Wesson jumps like 50 points.
Oh, yeah, and sales just go through the roof, dude. It's funny as fuck. It's like, that's the problem. It's like there's people out there who own just hundreds of guns. It's like, good luck taking them away. And the thing is that everybody gets so crazy about him. It's like, that dude owning 150 guns isn't committing any. He's just literally sitting there like, they're gonna take my guns, and like, he's not going out and committing crimes. He's just sitting there being paranoid about the government taking his guns, so he buys more.
The really interesting thing about that is now that you're in this election cycle where you've got two halves of the country who truly despise each other, means there's less mass shootings for some reason.
That's because it's not halves, I think. I think it's literally like 10 to 15% hating another 10 to 15%, and then you got 60, 70% in the middle. Like, most people, you don't tend to meet crazy people on each end of this. Like, as much as I would love somebody psychotically crazy on one side or the other getting in, just because I would love to see anarchy and people suffering because I'm a fucking horrible person, that's not actually my core beliefs and shit, you know. To find those people who literally think they're so crazy on one side or the other, I believe is so fucking rare. They just it's just played up so much, and since we've only had that two-party system, they just keep fucking rolling with it, which makes no fucking sense. We've been yapping on politics for far too long. People are probably like, God, oh Jesus Christ, we've been going on for like an hour and 40 fucking minutes.
Yep.
God damn it. I'm going to shoot that one stupid fucker on my comments. He literally, by like the fourth video where I went from like 30 minutes to like 40 to like 50 to like an hour and 6. And by the hour and 6 video, some dude posted, hey, within like 10 more episodes, we're going to get to a 24-hour mod author interview. Like, fuck you. And now I'm realizing, yeah, it's pretty much fucking happening.
We should close up on some sort of mod logistics questions, for example. I mean, I noticed your last mod author, DJ John Jarvis.
Yes.
He did the companion, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing companion yourself, or?
Oh yeah, Dragon Break had companions, and even fucking MBI kind of had a companion, and yeah, I've done them. What's your question?
What's your opinion on the waifu mods versus like an actually interesting companion?
The waifu mods get more downloads because the goddamn Japs can just hit fucking... That's racist. The fucking Japs can just hit download and install.
No, to be fair, there's waifu mods and then there's creepy, scary doll girl from Ring.
See, do you think it's the same people downloading both of those? That's the question.
No, not at all. I think like well-adjusted kids download waifu mods and they don't notice that they're paper-thin characters. But like, I really wouldn't want to meet the people who download the scary doll girl.
You think they don't notice that they're paper-thin characters? I think they do, and that's why there's so many downloads of them, because they literally get tired with their fucking waifu number 76 in, one day, and then they go download waifu number 77. And they get tired of her in one day, and that's why I think it perpetuates it. They don't realize that they're, like, I think subconsciously they're just like, look, the chick's boring. She sounds like every other one. Oh, that one's fucking hot, and downloads the next one.
That's quite depressing. But to be fair, like companion mods, because the reason why I talk about companion mods, like, why are you talking about companion mods, is because they're different from quest mods, is that really good companion mods develop this huge fan base, and almost their comment section becomes this forum of people, this self-perpetuating mass, that because the character is written so well and so deep, they actually, feel like they know the character, and then they become more involved in the character, and it becomes like a self-perpetuating mod, as it were. I mean, have you heard of Inigo from Skyrim?
Yeah.
That's got 36,000 endorsements.
Didn't Inigo come with quests though?
Yeah, but like the quests are obviously definitely the smaller part of the mod.
That's true. Whereas mine are always either equal or greater than the companions, which, people don't tend to like. I think I had a discussion with some guy or somebody else where it was the Skyrim community didn't really seem to be into quests that much. Falscar got a lot, but Falscar, he had no offense to the guy, but he literally sucked like every publicity dick he could, and he got like tons and tons and tons of publicity.
No, to be fair, I knew him before it. The story, kid in basement makes huge Skyrim mod to get job with Bethesda. The story writes itself.
It's true.
If you're a journalist or anything like that, it just writes itself.
It's just,
but
yeah, I don't hate him for his work. I mean, he did a good. I thought it was boring. I did not like Falscar as much, but I appreciate the work into it. It was like, I can't not appreciate the work that went into that shit. But it's just one of those things where it's like, but that was it. I mean, that's the standout, and that only got, I think, after they adjusted for the unique downloads correctly, I think Fallscar fell under 1 million downloads, so like 800,000. And that's saying something when you've got literally like every waifu on the planet getting anywhere from like 30 to 80,000 downloads. And, you know, you only get 800,000 people who want to get one of the most publicized, you know, quest mods out there. And, I mean, just from MBI got like sub 50,000. Descent into Madness, I think, are only averaging around, or, yeah. I got mine published in fucking, I didn't even try, in gamer magazines and shit, because it was one of the first big quest mods out. Post CK for Skyrim, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It's terrible. But they still have it up there as like one of their top 100 Skyrim mods of all time, and I'm just like, fuck, this thing's terrible. But it's only got like 50,000 downloads, and my other one's 30,000 and shit. It's like the amount of effort to put in seems like it's exponentially terrible as far as what you get in return as far as downloads and crap. As part, you know, you can pump out a waifu mod in a week. You pump out a quest mod, like, you know, Sophia, we're talking to John Jarvis, took him like a year. And he could have pumped out a gajillion waifu mods and doubled or even tripled the amount of unique downloads he had for Sophia. And that's another thing where it's like, you know, you do it out of love for doing this shit at the moment. Like, you do what you really want to do and create. And then there's some people who literally pump out waifu mods like nonstop, and I think they're just doing it to get downloads.
Yeah, but waifu mods aren't like fulfilling. As you said, you said the joy is in creating, as you were. And like waifu mod is not like, well, it is kind of creative, but stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just like some horny kid sharing his creation with other horny kids, to be fair. So
you hear that, guys? You're all fucking horny kids. Fuck off. No, I'm just
they know that. They know they're horny kids.
My favorite is the body slide shits. Like, just like not. That's why I yelled at Osnes. He's in the group chat as well. I was like, so you're the fucker who's giving us like 86 double D titties on the fucking front page sometimes. Like, what is wrong with these kids? Like, if you think that's your version of what a woman should look like, you are in for a very depressing life, my friend.
I just want to know why that model is so goddamn dense.
What model?
The CBB body. I was working on some corrections for rigging for Eleonora like last week, and you actually used a CBBE, and I booted it up in 3DS, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like 100,000 triangles for a body.
I don't know. It's the same one from Skyrim, I think, too. It's the same port over.
To be fair, there's like 40,000 triangles on the nipples, right?
and if you have the Inivo JJ, that took a lot of extra time to model. I mean, it's you gotta get the details right of the folds and like everything, and then you gotta make sure you have it available to animate when Lover's Lab gets a hold of the bone structure for the vagina.
Yeah, I mean, there was the...
the worst ending to a mod author interview ever.
Someone linked a like a puffy nipples CBB preset the other day.
Oh my god.
And it was legitimately like, it looked normal mapped because there was so much goddamn geometry in the nipples alone. You know, we're not talking like 4-sided cylinder kind of thing. We're talking like 18 sides on a nipple.
See, and this is the funny thing where people will be like, oh, you're fucking hating against... I do not... I actually do. When I play, and I actually play seriously, I download CBB and I use it. Because, A, it makes the fucking females not look like robots and shit. But there's a limit to, like... I'm not undressing my chicks and looking at the, 900 vertice nipples. Okay, you can just go get free porn. You can even get free high def. I think some site just released free 3D high def porn. Like, you can get an Oculus Rift and go watch yourself.
There's VR porn.
Yeah, you can go watch yourself some free VR porn, guys. It's literally like, I don't know why you're fucking wanting your ultra high def nipples and vagina in the fucking video game. Don't get it. Fuck.
I mean, it's no offense to Caliente. I mean, the work is good, but I don't understand unless it is seriously meant to be expandable up until like body-sized tits. There isn't a reason.
Well,
for that much
I think
geometry.
some people have done that. Have you not seen some of the body slide presets?
Oh no, remember that we talked about a mod yesterday where someone like literally put 2 tits either side of Jarl Balgriff and
oh yeah, the April Fool's mod. That one was beautiful.
Oh,
Like, he just put tits everywhere in the fucking game.
Welcome to Skyrim. We got the big tits.
I was feeling bad about Chronophage because I thought there was another mod that deserved it more, which was the the Stevie Wonder preset shape for Fallout, where it's just everything's black. I was like, this was genius. Play the game as Stevie Wonder. I wonder what happened if you looked at your Pip-Boy, if it would still light up. I never thought about that. Like, what would happen? The whole game should have been converted to like fucking Braille. The screen just has bumps on it.
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
You think Sean was still with you?
I wonder if anybody made it out of the intro sequence. Get to the vault. I don't know if Bethesda trolled or not. Like, if I was Bethesda, like, I would actually make, like, that's not the first mods I'll make with the CK. There we go. I'll just make it so if you don't get to the vault fast enough, the nuke goes off anyway and kills you.
It already does. Already does.
Oh, it does? It does. They did troll
Yeah.
with that? Like, if you just stand around for a long time, it'll go off?
No, apparently if you fuck around or something like that and you start touching things you're not supposed to, then you will go off to punish you.
Did you guys ever play Far Cry 4, I think it was?
Oh no, I heard of that. Where you apparently if you just don't.
You can end the game at the beginning by just waiting. I fucking loved him for that shit. I was like, the dude just like, wait here, I'll be right back. And like, you have to wait there for like 8 minutes. If you sit there and wait, he'll come back and like give you the keys to the kingdom and take you off as his kid and be like, whatever, and the game ends.
Doesn't that make the whole story pointless though?
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's such a troll thing. It's just hilarious to do. Oh shit! Now he's like, be right back. When he's back, we'll end it up. The fucking. I should just split this into like 2 1-hour segments and just bake this on for next week. Jesus. We got off on the politics for like 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I can imagine just like ratios. Like, what are you talking about?
I've had that from people before. They're like, why aren't you interviewing them and asking more pertinent questions? I was like, because we basically asked that of like everybody. Like, it's more fun just to get to know somebody as a person. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, you should ask people what their feelings are on the other cultures' modding communities. I'm like, I could probably answer that for everybody. It's like, we don't give a fuck. I don't speak Japanese.
Guys, I hate to be an asshole, but I gotta dip
No.
out.
As I was saying, when you got back, we'd end this thing. So you guys say whatever in closing, say bye, and I'll hit the stop record shit. We got on for almost 2 hours.
Well,
Where's our Hitler question?
Oh fuck! God damn it!
Where's our what?
It's too late now.
Hitler question.
I'm done. No, it's too fucking late. It's supposed to happen at the start. I knew I'd forget sooner or later.
All
Well,
will you make your power armor textures with swastikas for all of us who love the whole Hitler thing in Fallout?
No, I will make an Adolf Hitler comedy quest mod though.
I'm up for that.
Are you guys gonna work on it with me if we actually get that 500,000? Me and some guy and you guys and Kat, we'll all get together.
Can we make an interesting storyline where Adolf Hitler finds out his son is hanging out with a Jewish boy?
Some guy already set the baseline though. He said, we were gonna make it where it's gay Hitler who wants to paint and he falls in love with Preston Garvey, and then they get you to.
Right.
And so when every time Preston Garvey says we need another settlement, it would change to we need another settlement that needs to be artistically cleansed, and so you'll cleanse the wasteland.
Every time, well,
there's only one thing for me. You have to let me hide a dick somewhere on every model.
To flag it as adult. Sorry, guys.
Richard doesn't let me do it anymore, and it makes me very sad.
Why not?
I don't know. Professionalism, I would assume.
Oh, fuck that. You ain't getting paid for it.
Well, I still like to be relatively professional.
He's like, I hide dicks in my paid work, too. They just don't find it.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
I'm drawing dicks with the pixels at, like, microscopic levels.
Yep.
Alright, anything else, you guys? Should I shut this thing down?
I gotta run. My buddy's actually standing like 3 feet away from me.
Alright, you guys are great.
Cool.
This was fun.
No problem, man.
Thanks for both of y'all coming along, and this will go up sometime in the morning, I hope to God, but it's a long-ass video.
Yeah, well, I hate you less now. Thanks for having us on.
You hated me before? Great. Yeah, that makes you like everybody
you are
else.
a bit of an asshole.
A bit of an asshole? That's putting it
I think you showed us your sensitive side tonight. So.
I cried a little. Just show me puppy videos. Like, of
Yeah.
them living, not getting killed, and then I might actually cry. Fuck it. All right, guys, I'm hitting the stop record.
All right, man.